This is Matthew Tallarini from World Baseball Network here with Dominican Republic correspondent of Los Grandes de los Deportes, Natacha Pena, and she also works for other media entities in the Dominican Republic, ESPN Dominicana as well. Natacha, how does it feel to be here in Florida for the World Baseball Classic?
It is a very great experience. Seeing the team coming out and seeing them all together is like really overwhelming to finally get to see them all together, and it makes you want to think about the World Baseball Classic.
And 2017, I mean, the atmosphere in Miami was so electric, let alone for people that couldn't attend. But I would like to note that this World Baseball Classic, being 20 teams, I mean, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Israel playing in the field of Miami, which is labeled the group of death. What's it going to be just to see the Dominican Republic go out there and try to put W's throughout the tournament?
It's going to be very interesting. We got to keep in mind that it's a very short tournament, so every game matters and anything could happen. But the fact that we have interesting teams such as Puerto Rico and Venezuela makes it like even harder, knowing that any of those three teams, including Dominican Republic, could win this tournament. It makes it look like it's like a finals kind of tournament in between. But it's going to be very, very interesting. I think it's going to be a great experience to see from the stands. Many Dominicans are going to be there. It's going to be so much fun. Latin American teams and what baseball means to each of those countries is going to be very, very interesting.
And Ronnie Linares now has to get the monkey off the Dominican Republic's back. It's been since 2013 that they won in San Francisco against Puerto Rico. What is it going to be? What is it going to mean to just stick it out for the rest of the course in Miami?
It's going to be very interesting. I mean, I think for the fans, it's going to be something that they can leave, like being in the same city for the whole tournament. If the team makes it to the quarterfinals or the second round, it's going to be something that I think Major League Baseball and WBC values, seeing the tournament and how successful has been when they have had it in Miami.
And being at the Caribbean Series last month, seeing a 40,000 seat capacity stadium, and possibly Venezuela could host a World Baseball Classic down the road, let alone Dominican Republic could, with rumors blaring with the national stadium. What would it mean to just have a World Baseball Classic during the course of this decade in the Dominican Republic?
That would be like a dream. Venezuela has this new stadium, and we got to be there for the Caribbean Series, and everybody was so in the DR, like wanting to have a stadium like that, and wanting to host anything from the WBC or even baseball from the Major League Baseball game during regular season. We love baseball so much, so to have an opportunity to host any of those events, it will be like a dream come true for Dominicans.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the blossom of what the Caribbean Series can bring. It'll be in Miami next year. We don't know the format yet, so we'll be conclusive on that note with what's going on. But for the growth of baseball to just keep expanding, Major League Baseball is now having games in Mexico City this year, London, Paris after the 2024 Olympics. So where do you think the sport is going to just keep growing from here on out from this classic?
I think it's very interesting to see how many teams that we now have in the World Baseball Classic and how baseball can grow abroad, America. And I believe this is a great opportunity, and having games abroad, Latin America and other places, can bring more fans. I believe these new rules that we are implementing, or the game is implementing this season, it's going to be something that people are going to be more interested in seeing it, since we have now this pitch clock, and maybe new audiences are going to be drawn to see what baseball has to offer, and maybe we can get new fans and get baseball to new other places.
Well, Julio Rodriguez is bringing excitement. What's it just like to see him winning the Rookie of the Year? He got a bronze medal in Tokyo. What's it just like to just see him now playing for the Dominican Republic with all major leaguers aside from 2 years ago, and just blossom through the scene at the major league level?
Last season was a great season for Dominican players. You're mentioning Julio Rodriguez, but we also have Sandy Alcantara, who won the National League Cy Young. So I think Dominicans, we're like in love with what he's been able to accomplish in so short period of time. And now in the World Baseball Classic, he's like someone who at a young age has had to manage being in very important spots. So I believe this is a great deal for him, and hopefully he can have a great tournament.
All right, well, this is the first day of practice for the Dominican Republic. They'll play 2 games tomorrow and Thursday before they go down to Lone Depot Park in Miami. Right beside me is correspondent Natacha Pena from the Dominican Republic. My name is Matthew Tallarini from World Baseball Network.